Hey Pewter Report listeners, James Hill here, back with yet another video. We have some pretty breaking news, as it has been confirmed by Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles that Baker Mayfield will be the team's starting quarterback for week number 1 versus the Minnesota Vikings. This is a situation that we talked about immediately after preseason week number 2, where Kyle Trask played most of the game, even after backup quarterback John Wolford was out with injury, whereas Baker Mayfield did not play any of the game at all. That led a lot of people, including us here at Pewter Report, to speculate and basically assume that Baker Mayfield would be named the starting quarterback in short order, and now that has officially taken place. And you know, this is going to be an interesting situation, right? The Bucs finally have their guy moving forward. There's a lot to unpack with this, right? Firstly, with Baker Mayfield, what are the Buccaneers getting? They're getting a guy who, you know, has been around the league, has played in many regular season games, has played in a couple of playoff games here or there, has won a playoff game as well. And overall, throughout the process with the Bucs, has had some good moments, especially in game time, and has also had some questionable moments in practice as well. But overall, I think Baker Mayfield has looked pretty good for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers regarding running the offense, being able to execute the offense the way the coaching staff wants it. And it's going to be interesting to see how Baker does, right? Because a lot of people are going to make comparisons, you know, with Baker Mayfield's situation to a guy like Geno Smith last year, whenever he basically had a career revival with the Seattle Seahawks. Dave Canales was a part of that. Now the question becomes, can the same thing be replicated here in Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield? That's going to be the ultimate question, and really going to be what the goal is, right? Because Baker Mayfield, you know, unceremoniously left the Cleveland Browns after they had traded for Deshaun Watson. He then went to the Carolina Panthers. To be completely honest, floundered there for a little over half a season before he was eventually granted his release. Then went with the LA Rams and, you know, showed some good moments there in a very short amount of time. And then he ended up with the Buccaneers. It's his 4th team in a calendar year, and he's got a lot to prove, Baker does. And this is going to be his ultimate chance here, possibly one of his last chances to show what he can do as a starting quarterback. So going to be interesting to see what Baker can do. He's got a great cast around him. You've got Tristan Wirfs at left tackle. You've got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. You've got Trey Palmer emerging as a very solid wide receiver as well. Cade Otton has shown some pretty good things. Rachaad White has a lot of hype for him going into the running back room. Baker's got a pretty decent supporting cast around him, and we'll see what he can do with that supporting cast, and if he really can, you know, begin to revive his career here in Tampa Bay. And it all starts in week number 1 now that he's been named the starter. For Kyle Trask, this is obviously disappointing for anybody who, you know, wanted to see Kyle Trask be the starter to showcase what he could do for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Obviously for Kyle Trask, it's extremely disappointing. And I will say this, Kyle Trask fought hard this offseason, throughout the offseason workouts, throughout training camp and whatnot. Kyle Trask really did give it his all in this quarterback battle. And I will say, in my opinion, I thought Trask looked good. I think that you saw a very much improved Trask based on what we've seen the past couple of years. I think especially in that second preseason game, Trask showed a lot of poise, a lot of ability. Even in practice, I think Trask just showed a lot of improvement, right? And I think that, you know, it definitely was a tough situation for Trask to be in. Obviously, he was facing an uphill battle regarding this battle. I know a lot of people assume that, hey, it wasn't even a battle to begin with. I don't necessarily know if that is true, but I definitely believe that Trask did have an uphill battle to climb. He definitely did not have the immediate momentum in his favor versus a veteran like Baker Mayfield, who has had so much starting experience in the past, who has had playoff experience in the past. And given the context of the situation, right, with Todd Bowles needing to win games right away, needing to, you know, have a more veteran roster to win those types of games right away, it just seemed more and more as the time went on that Baker was going to be the guy almost by default in some people's minds. So it is a tough situation for Kyle Trask. Now he is going to be the backup moving forward. We'll see if he does get playing time this year. That's obviously not out of the equation under any circumstances. If Baker Mayfield does falter, if he does start to play bad, you could very easily see Kyle Trask go out there in an effort to win some football games from Todd Bowles. I still think that Trask is highly regarded by the Buccaneers coaching staff. I still think that Trask showed a very notable improvement and could go out there and start some games for the Bucs if you absolutely need him to. But that's not going to be the situation right now, as again, Baker Mayfield is officially named the Bucs starter for week number 1. What do you guys think about this? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. I would love to hear it. About Baker Mayfield being the starter, about Kyle Trask being the backup, let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. As always, we'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream here on Pewter Report. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and see you soon.